It certainly looks like a little bit of stormy, rainy weather ahead of us. There is evidence of rain has fallen here recently on the tarmac. A little shower has obviously passed through. Woo! We're heading into it. Yay! It's that famous song of Crowded House. 4 seasons in one day. Oh yeah. Well, we might get 2 anyway. Summer and winter. Oh yeah, we can see it coming now. There's a few showers ahead of us there. Into Udlawira, and there's a quarantine station here, so I'll probably get stopped and I want to look in the fridge and thing. I stopped there with the trailer on the other side when I came through, but of course you don't have to get checked. Oh, that's a glider. Oh, that's a glider. Okay, I'm gonna go. This is our intersection now, but Karen's telling me to turn right onto Peterburg Road. Peterburg Road, Karen. It's Peterborough. Jeez. Oh, I'm in the wrong road. Oh, dearie me. Don't let that on video, shit.
Continue on B56 for 15 kilometres.
Well, as you just saw, well, you may not see because I may not put that scene on. I did a bit of an illegal turn. We're about now 145 k's from Port Augusta. We'll be going through Peterborough, or as Karen prefers to call it, Peterburg, and then heading on to Wilmington, back up over the hills and back, or actually over the hills and then down, and into Port Augusta. So 1:45, actually I'll be there by dinner time, lunchtime. I guess we could call this Peterborough in reverse because we did footage on the way through, 3-4 weeks ago, and now we're coming in from the other side. So Karen could well have been right in her pronunciation, because I just saw a sign that said Peterborough, formerly Petersburg. So maybe Karen is correct. I apologise, Karen, for your pronunciation. You're just a little bit behind the times. It's now Peterborough. And we won't need to stop because I got plenty of fuel to get me to Port Augusta. If it's... oh. So this is Peterborough, backwards. Sunday morning. There is the tourist bureau there in the right, to the left. Lovely little train carriage. Nice people in there. One time I came through in the Beast. It's a pretty little place. because I want to reprogram this Karen a minute. I also do it right here, where I can then.
In 100 meters, turn
Righto, we've just used the conveniences, so now we do a right-hand turn, B56 to Port
Turn right
Augusta.
onto West Terrace B56.
Thank you, Karen. Okay, 140 something to Port Augusta.
Continue on B56 for 24 kilometers.
Okay, coming back into Orroroo. Once again, they've got a giant gum tree, they've got walking trails, they've got lots of things. There's also the Orroroo Meat Company, I believe. Anyway, now we're going on the B56 across to Wilmington and through the hills. These are actually nice little towns. It's just a pity I don't really have time to stay and explore. Orroroo. This is where Bob's wheel nut shattered. Coming up here on the left hand side is a grocery store, an IGA, and I pulled into one of the car parking spaces which are angle parked, and as I pulled in I heard this almighty crack, and it turned out it was a wheel nut, a wheel stud that had actually sheared. There's the IGA there on the left where that blue car is, and I got it out, but I was also having trouble with the brakes, and across on the right hand side is a garage, and those guys, Pro Motors, they helped me out. So that's the story of Orroroo and Doug. Okay, Wilmington's 47, Port Augusta is 89. 10:35. Well done, good timing. Righto, thank you, Orroroo. Pekina Creek, that is. We're a little bit, a few k's from Horrocks Pass, but as I look ahead, it's either going to be raining or it's going to be foggy because there's some pretty low hanging cloud. We're actually 5 k's from Wilmington, and I think it's going to thunder down somehow. Spooky. Well, here we come to the intersection, Wilmington and Corn and Port Augusta. It's actually
Turn right onto Horrocks Highway, Main North Road.
it's not raining as you see. It's actually that low-hanging cloud which is very misty. Okay, I think
Continue on Horrocks Highway for 3 kilometers.
3 kilometers. Thank you, Karen. And I actually thought I was out of town, but I'm not. It's still Wilmington. Toy museum. There it is. Land Rovers. Look. Oh, could buy a new bob. Open CRS. Oh, wonderful. However, I'm not staying because I'm on a mission. I want to get to
In
the...
300 metres, turn left onto Horrocks Pass Road B56.
Yep, thanks Karen. B56. And I will. I want to get to the Auto One store before it closes.
Turn left onto Horrocks Pass Road B56.
Yep. Here we go, up the hill.
Continue on Horrocks Pass Road for 21 kilometres.
Port Augusta 42. Okay. Oh, this is exciting in the fog, in the mist. Caravanners love this road. Well, we've seen it in both conditions now because we came up here when we were towing the camper trailer. Now we don't have the camper trailer and it's a lot easier. Certainly the Beast has enjoyed it. Oh, I was looking in my rear vision mirror there. The descent. I came down here when Bob had no working brake servo, and it was like standing on bricks. gears are crunching. I still haven't had that synchro problem looked at. It's only in 4th gear. Come out of the fog and the mist. Look at it, beautiful. Okay, Horrocks Pass. Basically we've done it. But there we go, we're going to come down onto the flat. That's the Spencer Gulf in the background behind all of those wind farms. And we have about, I think, 30 k's or something to go to get into Port Augusta. This road down here to the right where this car is the one that leads off to the bush camp, Spring Creek or such. That was the road I was attempting to come across when this car played up. Oh dear, I choose to forget, but I'm going to have to go through it all again when I do all the editing of this video. What I didn't realise when I was towing the camper trailer up this road a few weeks ago was I had a little bit of a start thinking, oh, this is losing power. But in actual fact, this road, whilst it appears like you're on the flat, it's actually got quite a severe slope to it. And I didn't realise, because I was really I had to drop down gears, and I thought, oh, this power, it hasn't fixed it. But in actual fact it has, because I'm just coasting down here. It just shows you how your eyes can be deceived. There goes Harry there. What a good bloke. And he saved my bacon. Now, we'll get fuel on the other side. Okay, well, we've done our thing in Port Augusta. I've fueled up. Now we're heading towards Wudinna again. And Wudinna is, what did it say, about 250 k's. Which is doable right now. It's only 20 past 12. And they have a nice little motel. I'm certainly not going to camp in weather like this. I'm sorry, but I've lost my enthusiasm for tenting at the moment. So the Wudinna little motel that I actually stayed in on the way over here will do nicely if they have a vacancy. We're going to do a right-hand turn in about a kilometre onto the air highway, which takes us to Perth. And I think this caravan's going to do the same thing. This is where I pulled up 4 weeks ago. This is National Highway A1. Okay.
Turn right to stay on National Highway A1.
I am, Karen. Don't go on. Crikey. Here we go, here we go, here we go. And over there on the right is where I pulled
Continue
up
on National Highway A1.
and realised I had a problem with this car. What seems like years ago. It was only 4 weeks, I don't know. Right, Ceduna 443, Wudinna 233. Wudinna is doable. This is for Connor. Look mate, up there on the hill, that's all those army tanks I was telling you about. Look at them all. Woo-wee. I hope that's picking that up. Can't spin the GoPro anymore, but there you go. Tanks, vehicles. Wow. Goody. Look at this one getting washed. tank. Here's some action, some flashing lights. What are we doing here? More line marking maybe. Doing a lot of marking of lines. I think they are too. Range of hills in the distance is actually Iron Knob, which we'll be coming into soon. But all this land on the left, where you see that fence line with all the little white things sticking out of the next to the fence posts, that's all Department of Defence land, because that has not stopped since I took video of those tanks and all that army equipment that was piled up on that hill. So, makes you wonder, South Australia to a great extent is just one great big huge military camp. Certainly on the southern side of it, or the southern part, because I know if you drive down the Stewart Highway from Alice Springs all the way down to Port Augusta is also Department of Defence land off to one side. Department of Defence owns an awful lot of land in Australia. Ideal for developers. See a red flag over there, that means if you go on there you'll get shot. That's my interpretation anyway. See a lot of these U-Haul trailers going around these days, crisscrossing the continent. People moving. U-Haul must be making a fortune. Well, I'm covering it all today. This is another rain shower. I'm a little bit out of a place called Cayenne Cutter, and now it's thundering down. Yay, great stuff. But I'm sure it's just a passing shower. We'll go through it. This area must be, I won't say notorious for rain, but last time I came through, that was the reason I actually stayed in the motel at Ceduna, was because I was watching rain clouds out there, and believe it or not, they're still there. Won't be the same ones, but as you know, we've been coming through a lot of, well, rainy weather. It was forecast, because I did mention the Bureau had mentioned that there was this incredible cold front that's going to actually impact 3 states, and I think this is part of it. But that's okay, I don't mind. I'm just not going to pitch a tent in it. We'll have a little look back at it. Sign, there might be a hazard on the road. No, I think that's the hazard. These are old road signs that they have just left in place, I think. Anyway, there we go. And as quickly as it comes upon you, you pass through it. There we go. Rain on one side, sunshine on t'other. Well, here I am in Kimber, and I I just got fuel at the Big Galah. A Big Galah. And it's one of those automated machines again. And that once you, it's like operating a freaking computer. Better let these motorcycle boys go. Oh no, they're pulling in righto. Yeah, you touch screens are getting far too complicated.
Turn left to stay on National Highway A1.
I will, Karen, thank you. They now if you want to print a receipt, you've got to tap your card or type in your email address. It's ridiculous. Come on, simplify things, you wallies.
Turn left to stay on National.
It's interesting, the people and the vehicles you see on the road. This is the third time I've come across this fellow who is actually towing a glider. And the first time I saw him was at the quarantine checkpoint. And then I passed him on the road way before we even got over to Port Augusta. And now I'm going to pass him again. He's obviously going to some gliding competition or something somewhere. There's a bloody big oversized one. Look at this one. The farmers in this area must be loving this. I just came round a bend and it thundered down, and you've got to watch for aquaplaning because all of a sudden there's a great big amount of water on the road. So it's immediately back off. And then it sort of slows down to a trickle. Nothing. Okay, we're turning to the right into the sun to Ceduna. To the left is Port Lincoln and the Lock. Well, I don't mind telling you that's been it'll be 8.5 hours by the time I get into Ceduna. And hopefully they have a motel room available this time again. And we shall set off in the morning. So right now I'm going to say good night again, and I'll see you in the morning. Day 3 I think this is of my journey home, leaving Ryan on the Friday morning. Because it's just after 6 o'clock and I'm leaving Ceduna, but the sun doesn't come up till about 7:30 apparently, and that's way too late for me to go get started. Well, now 141 kilometres from Ceduna. It's 7:05. The sun is not up yet, but I can feel it trying to poke through, and it's quite an overcast day, as you can see. We've come through showers in the last 50 minutes. We'll be in Ceduna in an hour and a half, I guess. Then I'll fuel up and we head across towards the WA border to Border Village is where I'm heading, and we'll see how we go. We might even get a little bit beyond. We're just entering Puchira. Ceduna is next. All the spray the trucks throw up in this sort of weather. Be running out of windscreen washer soon, I think. I don't know if you can make out, there's flashing lights in the distance off to the right, but there's a truck, he's been ahead of me for a long time with a flashing light, and he must be belting along. I'm actually doing 98. He must be either sitting on that 100k limit or a little bit over it, because I have just not caught him at all. Oh, good morning. It's now 20 minutes to 8 and I'm about an hour out of Ceduna, and then we shall press on across the Nullarbor to the WA border, as I said before. And I calculated last night in the motel that I could actually get to Albany by Wednesday, which is 2 days earlier than I had originally sort of anticipated. The weather is crap, as you can probably see from the other footage, and I've been going through rain and fog and what have you now. Hopefully it might clear up a bit, but it's certainly not conducive to camping in a stretcher tent or a little tent, which is why I'm motelling it as much as possible now. And anyway, that's the situation as it is today, the Monday, and I will be in Ceduna, and we'll see. I might even get further to the border village today if I can, but it depends on what sort of accommodation lies on the WA border side. Anyway, catch up with you soon. Well, we're going through a little bit of fog and mist, as you can see. The other GoPro just told me that it had run out of SD card. That's the second SD card I've had in it, so I must have an awful lot of footage. Here we go again with a marathon. Anyway, I'm now 58 out of Ceduna, and as you see, we come through the fog and the sun comes out. Beautiful. Hey, here's my little glider man from yesterday. Hello, pal. Well, just as we approach Ceduna, or 11 k's out, the heavens open again. I've finally caught up to that truck I was talking about, and this guy in front, I don't know whether he's part of the convoy, but there are two. And they're long loads and they're wide loads, so I think he's just sort of sat behind them for the whole way. And it looks like I am too, until